Welcome to the Figure Fit Lifestyle Coaching Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Nierzwicki, international best-selling author of the book Happy, Healthy, Fit, founder and owner of Solace Yoga Studio, Solace Yoga School, and Figure Fit, the worldwide online personal training program. I'm a single mom, Paleo Fit Score female champion for 2014. I am a self and soul love expert, entrepreneur at heart, a visionary and a futurist. I'm also a mentor. I am so grateful that you are here. Each week, I'll bring you a special guest or an inspirational tip that will help you break old patterns, find that inner motivation that will help you take action towards creating the life of your dreams. You didn't come here to play small and watch others live amazing lives. No. You are divine, my godly friend. The universe wants to shower you with an amazing life filled with happiness and soulful connections. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the Figure Fit Podcast, where we discuss fitness, paleo nutrition, yoga, meditation, spirituality, and other ways to have a happy, peaceful, and abundant life. And here's your host, Liz Nierzwicki.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to the show. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to the podcast review of the week. This one is a 5-star review in iTunes from Linda Lou 7. She says, I love listening to Liz. She has a no BS straight shooter approach. Her podcasts help you so much in your everyday life. So many nuggets to be had from learning more about fitness and health to leaving the podcast feeling empowered. I cannot wait to dive into her book as well. Thank you so much, Linda. That just makes me so happy. It is my absolute mission to help you all on your journey and to help you live inspired, help you live and to have inner peace. So a lot of you who've been listening to my show, you all definitely know that when I was little, I struggled with some obsessive compulsive disorder, and I didn't really know what it was from. So I broke that and was always just really hyper-focused on things that I wanted, right? And honestly, that's why I've been able to accomplish everything that I have in my own personal life, because when you have an obsessive compulsive personality towards things you desire, you can't help but focusing and aligning on the things you want, and they come. That's just how it works. But, you know, it's not always been the best in certain circumstances. Sometimes it's harmed me in relationships, and sometimes it's harmed me in focusing on the wrong things. And what I did is I studied psychology. I went to business school. I went out into the world, and I started to live my life. And you guys, what I found is that life can be really hard. And I started to create regimens and things for myself that helped me to have inner peace, that helped me to feel good. And one of the things that I didn't feel good about for a very long time was my own personal physique, my own body. I didn't like the way I looked. I liked certain things, but I didn't like a lot of the things about my body. And so I made it my mission to really focus on my body and to be healthy. And that gave me inner peace. And that was a battle for a very, very long time. And, you know, over the years when I got into the working world and I got into daily life, you know, stressors, and I was like, what the heck is this anxiety stuff? Workouts helped, but they didn't help enough with somebody like me who has a hyperactive brain that's really focused. And sometimes it's focusing, like I said, on bad things or on a relationship. I can get obsessively, compulsively thinking about certain things. And if you're a person like me, you need a process. You need a way to live that works, that helps you, and you know this is the process that I have to deploy every single day to feel good. I figured out the body aspect. I figured out the nutrition aspect. That's what I coach people with in my Figure Fit program. And it's easy. Once you get it down and you finally get it, it just becomes so easy. And I cannot tell you the amount of peaceful mental clarity, just peace, mental peace that you have by taking that stressor off your plate. And then for me, it was other things like relationship or finances or my job. And I was like, okay, now I have to find inner peace with these things. So what do I do? And everything that I create really drives around the ability to have peace, to have a clear mind, to align with happiness, to align with peace, to align with our higher self and our true mission that we're here for on this planet. And that's my goal, you guys. So thank you so much, Linda Lou, for leaving that review in iTunes. And for those of you who have not yet given this podcast a review, I would love to hear your words, your comments about what you like from this show and also what you need more of. You can do that at iTunes. Just search for Figure Fit and go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and a rating and then a review based on what it is you would like to hear more about or what it is you love about the show. You guys, this would really I would greatly appreciate it. And I just thank you so much for all of you who have already done this. I'm sitting here noticing that on iTunes, it's showing Figure Fit Lifestyle Coaching Podcast. We've got 163 5-star reviews, you guys. That's incredible. That's 5-star across the board. We have nothing less than 5 stars. That is incredible. I am like, wow. And what I'm noticing here, it says clean lyrics. There's a little stamp on my podcast that says clean lyrics. And that's like awesome. So that's kind of like, hey parents, it's okay if your kids listen to the show. Well, okay. On that note, there are a few episodes where I have an explicit rating because I've said the SH word or the FUCK word because sometimes that word is very appropriate. So parents, if you are wanting to, impart some of this information onto your kids, just make sure you look and see if it has an explicit rating before you do allow them to listen. I don't do it often, but if I do cuss, I always put that on there so you would know. All right, guys. And so today's podcast, I wanted to talk to you about why high intense interval training is the number one way for you to build a body that you love and not have to spend hours and hours and hours in the gym every week. I've said it 1,000 times and I will probably say it 1,000 more. It drives me crazy to see people who are overweight running. They're doing the dumbest thing imaginable. So if you do that, stop. Just stop and do something different. It's not working. If you see someone or you have a family member or a friend who's overweight and they're like, yep, I'm going to go run to lose weight. It's not the way to do it. It's just not the way. So today I'm going to talk about high intense interval training and why it's the number one way, and particularly the Figure Fit workouts, why they are superior to other workouts. Now, here's the thing. With the Figure Fit workouts, we are strength training. So we are lifting dumbbells. We are lifting weights. We are using our own body as well to move through a range of motion and to add weight to our frame to really strengthen our core as we're moving through. So this is why I have the abs that I have, because I am using dumbbells and I'm using my own body. And I'm pulling these weights through my cross-body movements and through a range of motion. Therefore, it is strengthening my core. And the way that the Figure Fit workouts are done is in intervals. We're going to do about 5 exercises back to back to back to back. Sometimes it's like a cardio-ish type of a move. And so your heart rate is pumping out of your chest and you're just like huffing and puffing for air. You just take a couple seconds to recover as much as possible before you grab those weights and go on to the next exercise. And at the end of the entire block of exercises, you give yourself about 3 to 5 minutes to fully recover. And that allows your body to just kind of get back into a rested state, not fully rested by any stretch, but just to allow you to get back to a little bit more of an equilibrium balanced state, and then you go again. And this allows your body to go into these high intense intervals of training. And some people don't know what HIIT means, and that's exactly what it means. It means high intensity interval training. Now, you guys, I have been doing something like this for about, 30 years, because when I was young, I started sprinting. So I would get super lean when I started the sprint in my track practices. It wasn't really until college when I started lifting weights that the weight training got me in the best physical shape I had ever been in. And then it truly wasn't until my 30s when I put the two together in a class at my studio. And then it was, like I said, it was first called Body Sculpt, and then I named it Figure Fit because of what it was doing to the body. And this was well before the science was coming out. It's just I knew that the sprints back in the day when I was younger made me lean. And I also knew that the weight training that I did in college made me look amazing naked because it shredded body fat off of my body. So by doing the two together, it created this powerhouse workout. Now, the research came out later, and it was showing that a significant piece of the puzzle relates to how high intense interval training literally is improving the mitochondria. Now, if you don't know anything about mitochondria, your mitochondria are tons and tons of tiny organelles found in nearly all of your cells. They are literally responsible for the production of energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate. And the more mitochondria you have and the healthier that they are, the more energy your body can generate and the lower your risk of chronic diseases like arthritis, cancer, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. All right, guys, so before I get into more research on this, because I have so much to talk about today, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. And this episode today is sponsored by Thrive Market. You guys, thrivemarket.com/figurefit is going to get you an incredible discount. If you haven't already signed up for your free trial at thrivemarket/figurefit, now is the time to do it because they have prices that are already 25 to 50% off retailer prices like Whole Foods, and they have nothing but non-GMO, totally organic, GMO-free premium products at wholesale pricing. And the discount that I have arranged with Thrive Market is to get you guys 25% off on top of their already reduced pricing, and you're going to get free shipping on your first order, and you're also going to get a 30-day trial to try out everything that you want to get from there. Now, last week's episode, I really dove deep on what I was able to save in my order with Thrive, my recent order, which was $95. And I am so set on ordering specific products because you know what, we're all pretty habitual creatures. We always tend to get the same types of foods and ingredients at the stores. And so the things that you can find that you use around your house that you could just have shipped to you, and you can get them at Thrive Market. Certain things that I purchase are just like probiotics, teas, and some green juices. And these you guys, they're the best high quality products because what they're really focused on is the best of the best, the top premium, healthy, and organic products that if you're buying from a grocery store, a typical grocery store or a health food store, you're going to be paying for those markup prices, premium prices. And Thrive Market sells the same exact things, organic and non-GMO, at wholesale pricing. And the way they're able to do this is they're literally cutting out the middleman. They've gone straight to the brands to pass the savings along to the members. So without that middleman, without that markup, that is why they're able to give you the prices at 25 to 50% off. So I know that many of you are busy like me at this time with your children going back to school. And so, just probably running all over the place. This is so much easier when you know exactly what you're going to want to be buying, and you can just go in and make it simple for yourself, purchase the things that you normally get, find that ability to just set a specific order for yourself and go in every now and then when you hear of a new product and see if they have it on Thrive Market. and then add that to your shopping cart and start getting that one as well. It's such a great tool for you to be able to save money, to be able to get good, high quality premium products at wholesale pricing. So the code for you to get this special deal is thrivemarket.com/figurefit. And once again, you guys, that's going to be 25% off your first order. And also, you're going to get free shipping and also a free 30-day trial to try this out to see what you think of it. Keep in mind that Thrive Market's prices are already 25 to 50% below retail because they cut out the middleman. And now they're offering you an additional 25% off your first purchase. So go to thrivemarket.com/figurefit. All right, so I'm sipping on one of my products that I got from Thrive Market, and that is a 4 Sigmatic coffee and mushroom tea mixture, and it is divine. I'm in love with it, and I love my coffee. I'm going to do a podcast here shortly on the benefits of coffee because, you know, I've talked to some people like, oh, it's bad for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, there's so much good about coffee. And coffee is one of our ways to get polyphenols, and most Americans that's how we're getting it. So I'm going to do a podcast here shortly on coffee, but until then, let's get back to our topic at hand today. And this is high intense interval training. Now, I want to talk to you real quick about the number of biological benefits that occur when you're exercising, specifically high intense interval training and strength training. So obviously you're working your muscles, your lungs, your heart, your joints, your bones. And when you're doing weight bearing exercises, meaning strength training, you are actually preventing osteoporosis because you're building bone density. So for those of you who are in your late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s who are listening to this show, you can't not do strength training. You can't. You have to do it. It is an absolute mandatory thing that you need to be doing for your body. Exercise also helps you to keep your brain in good working order. There are, in fact, intriguing links between muscle growth and brain regeneration. This is known as neurogenesis. This helps to slow down and ward off cognitive loss. So I want to talk for a moment about how this happens in your body. There's a couple of mechanisms by which this happens. So increasing brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is called BDNF, which preserves existing brain cells and promotes development of new neurons, effectively making your brain grow larger. So this is BDNF, increasing brain-derived neurotropic factor. Also, what's happening is decreasing bone morphogenetic protein. This is called BMP, and increasing noggin, which I think is funny because they always call your head your noggin, right? Did you hurt your noggin? Did you knock your noggin? At least my grandma and my grandpa used to call my head my noggin. So BMP reduces neurogenesis, and noggin is a BMP antagonist. By reducing the detrimental effects of BMP while boosting the more beneficial noggin, your brain is able to retain its agility. Reducing plaque formation is another way that exercise is helping. By altering the way damaging protein resides in your brain, exercise can help to slow and develop the development of Alzheimer's disease, triggering genetic changes, many of which help protect against brain diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Another one is exercise triggers the release of neurotransmitters such as endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, glutamate, and GABA. You've also heard me talk about GABA on the show, that yoga is the #1 release of GABA, and it is the primary neurotransmitter that calms your central nervous system. So, we have so many neurotransmitters that are released when we're exercising: endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, glutamate. Some of these are well known for their role in mood control and have mood boosting effects. And this is why we feel so good after we work out. One of the things that I tell my students in my yoga school, or even at the studio, or just myself, you guys, when I'm sitting here going, You feel like crap. Go work out. This is why a workout is built into every single day. And it does not have to be a full-blown hour-long workout. It can literally be 10 or 15 minutes. Clearly, I don't have my cell phone on silent. It can literally be 10 or 15 minutes that will just, stimulate all of your entire body and just get your blood pumping, get your brain pumping, and get you into this different physiological state of being. And then it makes you feel so much better. Now, here is another one, which is one of the biggest benefits of working out. So working out activates PGC1 alpha, this is a stimulus to increase mitochondrial biogenesis and increase the number and the quality of these vital energy producing parts of your cells. Now, when your body is producing ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, that is happening when you're tapping into your first and second energy system. Okay, and how do we do that? We do that with high intense intervals. And with all of that being said, I've spoken about my program, the Figure Fit workouts, and the reason they work so well is because of that high intense interval training aspect and the fact that we are doing strength training at the exact same time. So many people who know me, they think that my body comes from yoga, and it's not. Figure Fit is the workout. It is high intense strength training workouts. The yoga is for my mind. The yoga is to help me just relax and get peaceful. Now, these workouts help that, but they activate the crap out of me and make me just want to take on the world. Yoga makes me just super chill. I really label these two quite differently. So the Figure Fit workouts are very, very much do, and you got to bring out your inner warrior. You have to channel that inner warrior to be able to do these. And then I like to say, so there's a balance of a masculine and a feminine energy, with the Figure Fit warrior workouts where you're really pushing yourself to achieve, a set of, weight training, and then also going heavy on the weights, going heavy and working on your weights over time. And I talk about that in the videos that I film for my members. I'm always talking to you about the form is the number one, and then adding weight as you go from there. Adding as you get stronger, adding as you get stronger. That is going to be the way that you slowly get better and better. That's going to be the way that your body starts to become the way you want it to look. And, yoga is the balancer. It's the feminine yin and to the yang. And it's a way for you to just get relaxed, to release some stress, let go of tension. And it's just different. It's just different. So they're two different things in my world. I've been teaching yoga for a very, very long time, 8 years now, and I've been weight training for much longer than that. And they're just two very different things. They do two very different things to your body and the way that they work you. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit more. All right, so let's talk about a couple of different factors that can really help you with your fitness this year, next year, and just in your ongoing life. High intense interval training is the most effective and efficient way to reach your fitness and your body goals. Hands down, bar none. I literally do only 3 workouts per week. Only 3. And over the last 2 years, that's what I've been doing, along with one yoga class per week at my studio. 1. And recently I've picked up more classes of teaching yoga simply at my studio because I've wanted to get more into teaching and just kind of get back into the studio for a little while and give the clients more of me. And that has really helped my studio. But the thing is, I got the body that I wanted by doing 3 workouts per week and then doing my yoga as a balancer, as a mindset body balancer. And for me, my peace of mind really has come from, loving the body that I live in. Now, let's talk really quickly about the scientific literature also clearly shows that, when you're sitting, and there's a lot of people out there who sit, for extended periods of time. It is a major risk factor in chronic diseases, even if you exercise regularly like I do. So I know that I've been sitting way too much over the last 4 years, way too much computer work. So daily non-exercise movement is likely one of the most important fitness strategies that you can deploy over the next year. Start to make it part of your daily habits to just do more random movements during your day. Stretch more, squat more. And the reason for this is because sitting blocks a number of insulin-mediated systems, including the muscular and the cellular pathways that process blood sugar, triglycerides, and cholesterol. So standing up and bearing your own body weight on your legs activates all of these systems at the molecular level. All right. So if you're sitting a lot, I just want you to maybe just run through some range of motion movements that we do in the Figure Fit program or in the yoga program that we have on the site. You don't have to do hard stuff. You can just do the movement one time just to move your body, get some blood flowing into the joints, squat down, maybe grab something, maybe do 2 reps so that you're not sitting all of the time. And then also 2 reps so you don't get to a place where you're sweating, but you've moved your body, you've moved your joints, you've moved the tissues of your body, and you're just literally stimulating your entire body at the molecular level. Okay, with all of that said, one of the things that I want you to do is just consider how much you're sitting during your day. Take stock of how much you move. Do you sit down during work? How much time are you spending in the car, on the couch, at your computer, just reading, whatever the case may be. It's very, very clear that an hour or 2 of exercise each week simply just is not enough to outweigh the damage occurred by sitting down for 10 hours or more each day. So if you think about it, the reason we need exercise at all is to compensate for our modern lifestyles where inactivity is our norm, driving, sitting and working, watching TV, watching movies. So I want you to think about balancing out your sitting time with your movement time and really getting into your full range of motion in your body for every amount of time that you sit. For let's say every 15 minutes, I want you to move and do a full body range of motion for at least a minute. Okay, that is a really good rule of thumb. And it's going to help you significantly. It's going to help you prevent so many chronic diseases such as insulin issues, body issues, muscle issues, bone issues. So, muscular degeneration, sarcopenia, diabetes, chronic diseases, back pain. There's just so much that can happen by you moving. Okay. And like I said, this is really truly working you down at a cellular level. So what you can do is actively do the 3 Figure Fit workouts each week, and then each and every day, just a couple times throughout your day, maybe just every time you get up to go to the bathroom, you move, you squat, you stretch, you do some range of motion movements. This is going to protect your heart, relax your blood vessels, lower your blood pressure. It's going to stimulate your brain. It's going to help you get energized and start to feel amazing. And you know what? The other thing is your nutrition. Your nutrition literally accounts for, oh my gosh, so much. About 80% of your healthy lifestyle's benefits. If you're staying active and exercising regularly, but you're still struggling with weight or health issues, then the culprit is most likely your diet. And chances are maybe you're having too much sugars, or even worse, you could be having some insulin resistance issues. And so if you're struggling with weight, I would, highly urge you to reach out to me so that I can help you figure this out. I have a 30-day experience that helps. I work one-on-one with you. We figure out your macros, and we're going to do about 4 rounds of targeted nutrition coaching and a couple other protocols to help stimulate some fat loss right out of the gates. And I call this my 30-day fat loss experience, and I'd love to have you on one of my programs. So you can sign up on my newsletter at liznierzwicki.com, or you can head over to Facebook so you can have access to me there. And This is going to really help you to understand what you do need to do and what you also need to stay away from. One of the things I like to do is just make it easy. Just make it easy for you. And not just for you, but for your life, for your experience. When you make it easy and you figure this out, you just take that stressor out. You just take it out. You have mental freedom around this. So now let's talk about the mitochondrial therapy that I was mentioning earlier. So one of the foundational causes of most degenerative diseases is the fact that your mitochondria are not receiving sufficient amounts of proper fuel. Okay. Your mitochondria, you have so many mitochondria in your body. So many. They're literally in every cell. You're like a host of your mitochondria. They are the soldiers working in your body. So deterioration and malfunction of your mitochondria are inevitable when you feed your body inappropriate foods, and also if you're not working out. So in a nutshell, a healthy diet is going to help you support this mitochondrial functioning and to prevent dysfunctioning. And also having the metabolic flexibility to burn fat is the key that makes everything work optimally. The Figure Fit workouts are called fat burning workouts because we are targeting the way that we eat on the Figure Fit program. Okay, let me dive into this and break it down for a second. The 30-day experience, I'm going to teach you how to become a fat burner. So the way your body works is it burns carbs first, fat second, and then if it has to, it's going to tap into protein. It doesn't want to ever break down protein for fuel. Each and every one of those things break down into glucose, which turns into ATP. So carbs come in, they break down into glucose, which turns into ATP. That's the fastest converter to ATP. Fat converts to glucose and then glucose to ATP. Protein, those amino acids, break down, and then if your body has to, it's going to turn against itself and start breaking down protein, which was what we never want. So what I'm going to do with you when you come on to my program is I'm going to get you to become a fat burner. So we're going to get rid of the carbohydrates in a good way that's good for you. We're going to turn you into a fat burning machine so that A, you're burning the fat for fuel and you have a better sustainable source of energy. And then B, we're burning the stored body fat off of your body. And then from that day forward, when you start to get to this place, you are going to know what to do for the rest of your life. It is one of the game changers that my clients absolutely love about working with me is because they know what to do to become a fat burner. And then once they get hooked on that, they start doing these workouts. And for those of the people out there that aren't really big on the workouts, once they start becoming a fat burner, they're like, oh, this is awesome. And then they want to start building muscle. And then they want to start having abs. And then they want to start getting shredded. So it's literally like a domino effect. Okay, so this is absolutely one of the things I love helping people with. A key reason why so many people struggle with obesity and ill health is because they eat mostly processed foods. They burn carbohydrates for fuel. And contrary to health claims made for whole grains and other sugary foods, a high carb diet has devastating effects. And actually, it shuts down your body's ability to burn fat. And actually, what it does is starts to cause insulin dependency and a lot of times insulin resistance, which means the more you're releasing insulin, your body's going to eventually not hear the call and you're going to be a diabetic. So in addition to that, when your body burned primarily carbs for fuel, excessive reactive oxygen species and secondary free radicals are generated. What happens here is this leads to damage of your cellular mitochondrial membranes and your DNA, which then in turn promotes degenerative diseases. You guys, are you really ready to just dump carbs forever? So the process that I put people through in my 30-day experience is teaching you how to dump the carbs for fuel and turn you into a fat burner. So the good news is the answer is more simple than you think. And by correcting this, getting these ratios down, carbs, fat, and protein, your body will begin to burn fat for fuel. And then what happens from there is you start to get amazing energy. You start to get a massively clear mind. And one of the biggest benefits of all is you start to love your body. So the program that I have created really gets you back to the basics of how your primal ancestors lived their lives, how they were so lean. And you guys, our bodies were built to operate on, fat for fuel. And if you remember, I've said this before in my podcast, your body can literally not handle more than 1 teaspoon of sugar at any given time. So it doesn't like it. It's kicking it out as fast as possible. It is storing it in your muscle tissue or your liver. And there is such a better fuel source, and that is called ketones. And ketones are formed when you're burning fat for fuel. Okay, your brain loves ketones. There's so much that goes into the ketogenic diet, and in the next episode, I'll talk more about that and ketones and how they're a better energy source. But today, I just want to wrap it up with just inviting you to join me right now. Go to figurefitlife.com and click on fat loss, and you can sign up for this 30-day experience. And I would love to have you. I'm going to work one-on-one with each and every single one of you, but I'm going to pop you into a group, and we're going to do this 30-day experience together. And it is going to, you're going to jump right in with a group of us. We're going to help you get started. And I'm going to help you with your macronutrients, knowing exactly what to eat, when to eat it. Then I'm going to give you some key targeted fasting protocols that we're going to do together. And the reason you need a coach here is because I want to make sure that you don't sabotage yourself. I want to make sure that you do this the right way. So there is a process, a learning curve here that you need to learn, so that you do this right, so that in the future, you always know how to do it right. And you always know how to lean out when you need to lean out. And this really breaks down all of the questions that you may be having and all of the trial and error, the things that haven't worked, and you're ready to make this work. So head on over to figurefitlife.com, click on the fat loss tab, and get started with me and the rest of the group here. And we'll be getting you into new genes here shortly, because you will be losing some body fat. And even if you don't have much body fat to lose and you just want to be a fat burner, come on over. This isn't about working out. This is simply a nutritional protocol that we're going to follow, and we're going to do it together as a team. And I'm going to help you through this entire journey. All right, guys, so much love to you. Once again, figurefitlife.com, click on the fat loss tab, and I will be talking to you soon. So much love to you. I hope you learned a lot today. And if you did, please invite a friend and also share this podcast with those that you love. And until next time, so much love to you. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me today on the Figure Fit Lifestyle Coaching Podcast. I am incredibly grateful that you stopped by. If you could take just 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would love it and who can use it, I would be so incredibly grateful and honored. And I know that your friends will thank you too. Also, if you feel so moved, we would be incredibly grateful if you could go into iTunes and leave us a rating and a review. Leave us an honest thought, an honest comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you love. Tell us what you need more of. It would really help us out on our journey to help thousands and thousands of people reconnect back to their soul, live a life of health and happiness, and to love the body that they are in. Until then, don't forget that you are so worth your own self-love, self-care, and investment in your body, your goals, and your life. Thank you so much for tuning in today, everybody. Have a great day.